Hello, everyone. My name is Stump, and I'll be your host for these next couple runs, making up this little Pokemon side game mini block here on No Glitches Allowed 2026. And actually, our first run for that is ready. So here is RDA with Pokemon Rumble any percent. Good luck, and take it away.
All right, what's up, gamers? I'm gonna ask what the winning of the incentive was so I can get the run started here.
Sure, let's pull that up. And by a bid war of $40 to $34, we will be doing this with no passwords.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks
Less
everyone
setup
for
time.
the almost $75 in donations towards that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep, Go Rescue appreciates it.
All right, so timing's gonna start when we select the file. I'll get into the specifics for this category and like why there was an incentive for it. But we'll go on go, and I'll count from 3. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you. All right. So this is Pokemon Rumble. Probably at around this time now, I can say some of you people probably weren't even touching game controllers when this game came out, because it came out in 2009, so that's old now. And it's a WiiWare game, and it's basically about little toy Pokemon that come to life. The difference between the two categories was either using specific codes that Nintendo gave out. There's like an 8-digit code that'll give you just different Pokemon. And instead of using those, we're just going to use whatever Pokemon we can get our hands on, really. The whole gist of the game is becoming the most powerful Pokemon, even though you don't actually like level up in this game, so it's just getting stronger and stronger Pokemon to play as. And there's going to be 4 ranks that we're going to be going through, and they get progressively stronger, shockingly. So, right here, this Rattata is not supposed to be doing this. He's being kind of a naughty. You can even say he's doing a glitch, maybe, because you're definitely not supposed to be getting to this battle royale at this point. So, this whole point is part of the tutorial, and a lot of this will be able to be skipped later on in the run, because it's just I can mash as much as I want and nothing changes. But we want to get out of this battle royale as fast as possible. So there's this certain amount of Pokemon that we'll want to go towards that'll help make that faster. Okay, we got a good amount of them. Anything that's like an evolved Pokemon do a good amount of damage to me, so just want to get knocked out and go move on. There is a couple like tasks done of this game where like they tried to see what would happen if you did beat that battle royale, and weirdly enough, it will let you move on to the next rank, but after completing rank B, it will just make you go back to rank C and like actually complete it. But I'm like pretty confident that it's not like humanly possible to actually beat that battle royale before like actually playing through rank C. So just a neat little task only cutscene, pretty much. Because there's a whole text box and everything for it telling you to go back and complete rank C. So something happened there. But this is all tutorial. We're playing as this Rattata again, and the game's just telling us how to play. I'm doing a little tackle into each text box so I can get a little closer. But this is the gist of the gameplay. So we're going to be going through stages and collecting as minimal amounts of Pokemon as I can, but also getting enough Pokemon that I can run fast and kill Pokemon fast. Kind of got distracted. But we're playing Pikachu now because Pikachu is better than Rattata. It's also a little stronger. So the level capping for this game, so we're going to be going through C, B, A, and S rank. Rank C, we're going to be trying to get a 100 power. Rank B is 200 power, and so on and so forth. We'll get more into the specific powers later, but we have to get a certain power Pokemon in order to actually go into the Battle Royale, which is why that Rattata wasn't supposed to be in there, because there's only a level or power 29 instead of a power 100. So on top of trying to get Pokemon to actually be able to use, we want to complete the least amount of stages possible so that we can get to the Battle Royale quicker. So there's generally there's like a rule of thumb pretty much for how many stages you need to complete in order to get those powers, and it's generally 3 stages. So the stage route is very dependent on your RNG with this category. With with passwords, you would just have a very set, like 1, 2, 3 stages, go through them, beat it as fast as possible, move on, because you don't have to worry about getting Pokemon that's good. You already have Pokemon that's good. So here I want to try and get Pokemon that are decent with battling and also have an either decent walk speed, which is on a dot system between 1 to 5. Okay, that's not terrible. And also has a good move. There's some moves that will help with movement, like agility. Quick attack is another one. Aqua Tail. There's just any of those kinds of moves that either boost your speed or that will project you forward without like that much downtime between each move. This is pretty good. Peck is a really powerful move. Funnily enough, with this game, the types of Pokemon that are pretty good and moves that are pretty good aren't necessarily just like the strongest moves. Like normal type, fighting type, those kinds of generally not as strong types, I guess you could say, are pretty busted in this game. There is no type immunities, so like normal type can hit ghost type, back and forth, electric can hit ground type, all that fun stuff. So you don't have to worry about type advantages only unless you want super effective moves, which they do. That does help. So yeah, it's like a dungeon crawler, so you want to have good like area radius, whatever, I can't think of the phrase, but getting as much hits out as possible and having the least amount of downtime between each move is very helpful. But at this point, since I have a pretty decent Pokemon for fighting anyway, I don't really need to worry about a lot of the Pokemon here. Also, you're going to need more game knowledge in general when you're playing this category, like knowing, one, how fast a lot of these Pokemon walk speed is, but also like the movesets they can learn, what they're more likely to have. There's like tell signs that you can like know a Pokemon's going to drop for you, because that's just pretty much luck, unless you have certain qualities to the moves. So like if you get a crit, it's more likely to drop. There's also like animations. If there's a shiny Pokemon, that's always going to drop. You can just kill the shiny Pokemon and it's going to be pretty good. So those are the things we'll look for. And there's a couple other things which are hard to describe, so if I see it, I will mention it. Because otherwise it's just me saying words. It's confusing. But we complete our 3 stages because the tutorial counts as 1. So instead of worrying about completing this stage as fast as possible, I want to get my 100 power as fast as possible. And similar to like why we go to certain stages to get better Pokemon for speed or moves, we do the same thing here, because some stages are more likely to give you more powerful Pokemon than others. I could go to any of these stages 4th, and only a few of them will really give me a high possibility of getting the power that I need. So instead of like going to Bright Beach or something like that, I'm gonna come here. Also because there's a pretty good amount of like big heavy hitters in this stage. Chop is one of them. I don't really like to go for these chunky guys, but if they drop, they usually are pretty good. But I'm gonna usually skip Ekans. Ekans is kind of bad. So I'm just trying to kill pretty much everything that I can that I know could be the power, and hope I get it to drop. When I'm doing passwords, you don't have the powers already, but it just is a lot easier to grind for them. That Machoke, one of the Machokes there, had kind of like some stars surrounded by it. That's another tell to know if it's going to drop or not if you kill it. So that's something we'll also look for. Oh wow, that's cool. So that's something kind of uncommon. I wasn't counting how many stages or rooms I went through, but sometimes you just won't get the luck that you need, and you gotta leave and come back. It's not really worth to do the boss fight, at least not in this category. So I just like to exit stage and re-enter. And this kind of stuff can happen in passwords, definitely. It's part of like the marathon luck of it all. But I just have less things to make up for lost time in this category. But you get to see almost like a different run every time, which is fun. There's obviously similar strats, but not every run will look the same at all. Come on, man. Card job's not terrible. I don't know if it has the high crit aspect to it, because in some games it does have that, but it doesn't. It's not. I don't think it ever specifies in this game. Okay. Or Karate Chop is kind of the best move we could get right now, so that's helpful either way. I just definitely need the power. Was that the last room again? I think it was. Dang. What's a Pokemon marathon run without some bad luck? Am I right, folks? Me talking about how this is gonna give me this power more likely, and it definitely hasn't. It's been trolling me, making me a liar. All right. It's been a while since I've gotten this kind of luck, so refreshing, you know. Okay, this should be good. Dang, dude. Okay, there we go. First try, nice. Okay, so now that we got our power, there's only two ways to save the Pokemon that you've collected. One of them is beating the stage, or the other one is dying in the stage, so losing all 3 lives. So once we get our Pokemon, we lose. Sounds counterintuitive, but it's not. It's fast. And now we're going to enter the Battle Royale. Yeah, correct. At least I got this again. Alright. So each Battle Royale, shoutouts to Jelly, he's pretty much the other top Rumble runner There's not too many of us, but he is one of them. And he's done a lot of work for like actual battle royale tech, just finding out like what moves are good. What the heck? Okay. Finding out what moves are good and making more consistent strats for more difficult battle royales. So he's a cool guy. Definitely follow him if you're interested in Rumble gaming. But the battle royales consist of like a group of a certain amount of Pokemon from each stage in the rank, even if you've been to it or not. So like this group is from Eternal Tower. We didn't go there, but it's there. And each wave, you want to have certain Pokemon show up. So like you'd rather have a wave of a bunch of Magikarps instead of like a bunch of Psyduck or something like that. It's because Magikarp's obviously a lot more frail. So it's overall, I think it doesn't save crazy amounts of time, but over the course of runs and attempts, it definitely shows how much time you can save when you get like really good RNG. That's another strat, is hitting them into the rope, if you will, and it does a lot of damage to them. A strat that is used is using Roar, and you just roar everything into the ropes until they die. It's pretty funny. We don't usually see that in this part of the run, though. Like in any percent in general. There are a good amount of other categories in this game, so there's lots of different strats for all those categories. So here, we're going to see a general... my cat's playing with a loud toy. We're going to see kind of the same stages that we're going to, and part of that is for both of the reasons that we go to stages in the first place. Each of the stages have like different length of rooms, so sometimes just the rooms are a lot shorter than in other stages. So that's one aspect, just getting through it is faster. And then the other factor is the actual Pokemon that we can get from it are useful in the run instead of just being kind of whatever. Types like grass types and water types, electric even's not that great. It's okay, but we're gonna want to get like flying types and normal types and fighting types, and that's a lot of windy prairies and fiery furnaces. Okay, not too much there. I could go for Executor. Executor is not terrible. Psychic type is pretty good in this game, and that does be a psychic type. That's fine. Quick attack? Dang. That's okay. Gust is kind of bad, because lots of downtime after each time I use the move. But it's not too... it's pretty strong for where I'm at right now. And we can always get the bosses to drop, which are always helpful, unless they're not. But... okay, I got stuck because he's so big. The bosses never change either. Unless you're in EX mode, which is like the highest difficulty game mode. But for the most part, it's always the same boss. So we know what Pokemon we're expecting. Okay. So I definitely want to get something else. I'm going to do this. So for rank B, a lot of the information that I've been saying is thrown out the window somewhat with this rank. Because instead of only needing to complete 3 stages, in this one you technically can do it with only completing 2, getting the power that I need. Obviously luck is involved in there, but it's the only rank that you're able to do it early, and it's where we call it the early we'll call it early rank B or something of those lines, and it just saves, like this category, it would save a lot of time in the actual grind of it all, but you still want to make sure that your Pokemon can actually fight still. Whereas, like, if I was doing passwords, that strat saves a lot more time because I don't have to worry about what that Pokemon is. I just need the power. So yeah, but Voltorb, not too bad. Has a pretty good speed stat, Electrode as well, but their moveset's usually kind of bad. This Voltorb's pretty good because it has Spark, which is like a very rare dub. Hey, can I get Hitmonlee, please? Oh, I like Hitmonlee. There's other, so like the pros of having moves that project you forward is obviously it does help save time in the movement, but if you don't use it properly, it will not do that. Because sure you've noticed, like anytime we've had a Pokemon drop, the game lags. It's like just some effect the game has. It's not even like because the game is lagging itself. It's just some effect the game does. So every time a Pokemon drops or even gets stunned, the game will lag. So we kind of don't want to hit too many Pokemon, especially if we don't plan on wanting to use it. So that's kind of why it's also important to have just fast walking Pokemon. Like a good Rapidash with agility is busted because of just how fast it walks. There's only a couple Pokemon in this stage that is good, but this is the stage that you're most likely going to get your early 200 power. So that's why usually if you're going for that, you want to go to it third. Oh. I will kill some of these because I kind of need some more Pokemon. I don't have the best array of attackers here. Okay, Kadabra with Confusion is good. I like to go for the Kadabras just because they are the best one in this stage, and also they are very fast and can get Confusion, which is, funnily enough, probably the best Psychic type move in the game. Similar to like Fury Swipes being busted as well. Just random moves being good because game is funny. Not even a scratch. And money is like kind of helpful. I try not to worry too much about it because in the end, it's still wasting time. If you're like buying, you can buy Pokemon and you can buy moves for your Pokemon as well. But like that's kind of quite the like investment. That was good luck there. That was what I was hoping for back in rank C. But you kind of just hope that you get the good Pokemon in the stages instead of having to buy it. But if you do have bad luck, it's always a good get me out of jail free card. So that's how like a very typical rank should go, for the most part. Rank C wanted to make fun of me for sure. 218 is also really high. Obviously, the higher the power, the more damage I'm going to do. So 218 is pretty good. One of the higher power you can get with only completing 3 stages. And I went to a different stage in rank B. Because again, the pool of Pokemon that you have to choose from are different every rank. There's some similar ones, but there's going to be some different ones. So in rank B, like Rocky Cave went from being like a really good one for having fighting Pokemon to kind of the worst one. I guess next to Bright Beach. Bright Beach is generally the worst stage overall. But Rocky Cave and rank B sucks. Got like the Zubat and like Sand Shroop. Diglett's fast, but like doesn't have great attack. I'll hit back on the dot system because I mentioned it earlier with dang. Alakazam went crazy there. So the dot system it converts the stats of those Pokemon, like what their normal stat is, and it converts it to a dot system. So like numbers like 20 to 40 are one dot, and so on and so forth. I kind of don't really remember the exact numbers, but that's how it bases each Pokemon stats off of. So I don't think there's even a like technical best one. Oh, is there another? What? Oh, I just zoned out. My bad. Machamp is the last one here. I was like, did I not spawn the last one? That battle royale is also set up differently, as opposed to rank C, whereas the bosses trickle in throughout the battle royale instead of showing up all at the end. The trick with that one is you have to make sure you kill at least one of the bosses before Machamp spawns, and I kind of just didn't realize Machamp spawned because I was talking. But anyway, so that's how the dot system works. So knowing the Pokemon speed stat will also give you an idea of what their dot system would be, because it also doesn't show the speed stat in this game. It just exists in the files, but it's not like shown to the player. Raticate is not terrible. I don't like going that far out of my way. Oh, this one's sparkly. Ooh, okay. Okay, quick attack's not terrible. Once we get later on, like towards the later half of the run, quick attack becomes a little less useful just because of what I was saying earlier about the lagging. Because the later on we go, the more Pokemon are going to be in the stages as well, so more chances to lag, which is bad, but it's still a helpful move. And it has like a bunch of hitbox. I think it has like 4 hitboxes. Persian's kind of the one that we're going for right now. But yeah, so it's pretty good. As you can see, it's definitely faster than walking for the most part. The Persian's going to be who I'm going to end up using more, most likely. The good thing about this Raticate is that it's just powerful. So it's definitely higher power than the Raticate, or the Persian is. And fights like this can be kind of annoying. The movie has his Ancient Power, which is like a huge hitbox. Kind of almost dodged it. And they can just be a little mean. Ooh! Aerodactyl's good. Aerodactyl's okay. 322. Very nice. What do we got here? Ooh! We like the agility. Okay. Very fun. So now you get to see agility. I'm glad I get to show this off, because this is kind of... it's not that rare, I guess, but it's definitely a good indicator to like save time in this category, because like I've been saying, and in passwords, you already have an agility Pokemon, so you don't even have to worry about it. But, you know, we have to get it here. The move is obviously not the best move, but that's okay, because that's not the point. Sometimes you'll have like one Pokemon to do the movement with, and then you'll switch at the boss. Not the fastest plan, but it does work, especially when you have agility. Eternal Tower is also the shortest stage in the game, so it had just most of the stages are just hold up, so that's fun. And we got a Kadabra with Confusion, which is also good. I kind of like flip-flop with putting Eternal Tower 3rd or 2nd in this rank because Gengar is so frail. But with this category, it also is kind of more... It's just a little better to do it that way. Just a little bit, in my opinion. There isn't like an early rank hit, or early 400, because that's the power here is 400. That's not a thing that's ever been done. So I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's more so just like preference of what Pokemon you want to use. Whoops. That's okay. Just going to quick attack again. Primate can be helpful. Fiery Furnace in rank A. So rank A, I always call it like the most, like the most lame rank. They obviously had like an idea of where they were going with how, like, with setting up certain Pokemon in each rank, but they had like I feel like they had an idea for rank C, B, and S, but they did not have an idea for rank A. It's kind of what it seems like. The power jump is like confusing in and of itself, but it's also like even the difficulty is like kind of confusing. I'd say normal is not that difficult, but in terms of just doing this run by itself, the jump from rank B to rank A to rank S is kind of silly. It's usually what trips people up when, like, they're first starting the game, is just rank S compared to everything else in the run is really lopsided. But it makes for a interesting, intense last rank, so that's fun. Rank A is also... So part of why I don't like rank A is because getting the power is, I would say, the least consistent of all the ranks. I say that, but rank C was really bad. But I still stand by that. Rank A is the most difficult rank to have good RNG overall, let alone getting the 400 power. So we will see how this goes. I don't even really care what I get. I've gotten pretty decent at using whatever Pokemon the game gives me because I just am so desperate to find the fast Pokemon in rank A. Obviously, Machoke is ideal. There's kind of not any... There isn't really a best stage to go to, in my opinion, either. I like this one because I like Graveler, I like Machoke, and Clefable's also pretty good as well. But you could easily do pretty much any of the stages other than, again, Bright Beach or like Silent Forest, just because those Pokemon are, again, not that great. But you could work with a lot of the Pokemon in this rank because everything is so mid. Okay, Kangaskhan. Wanna be a friend? Oh, okay. In Confusions, I say Confusion's the best move in the game, or best psychic move in the game, possibly, because of how fast you can use it. It's not the best for it to be a distance move, but it is still good because it's fast. There we go. It's a horrendous move. Don't you guys love Tackle and Disable? My 95 accuracy move with my, I don't know, I think 90 accuracy move? I don't know. I don't know what Disable's accuracy thing is. I know it's not 100 though. But anyway, I can figure it out. What do we got here? I have a Machoke. I don't think it was too low of power. Let's see. Oh, no. Yeah. Double Slap is pretty decent. Wake Up Slap is helpful. I will say Stab is also something that does help with ranges. There's a lot of ranges in this game. Any attack that you do, there's a huge range for how much damage it can do. So Stab is something that really helps pull those moves over the edge in the Battle Royales. Okay. rollout kind of busted. Slapping everything. How does everyone like the slap sound of it? Very realistic sounding slap. Rank A's Battle Royale works similar to Rank C. We're gonna kill a certain amount of Pokemon until it gets to the bosses, and they all show at the same time. The starters, of course. Gotta show love. Oh. Aw, loser. Lowering my speed like a meanie head. Into the wall. What? Slapping him, slapping and chopping and slapping some more. Okay. Oh yeah, the soundtrack for this game is fantastic. I've been spearheading this game since like 2014, and none of the songs are ever like a bad earworm or anything. It's always a good song. Let's use you. Solely because I'm about to fight a bunch of flying types, so kind of helps with that. But the power jump from rank A to rank S, like I said earlier, is pretty annoying. Everything's average power, even like from stepping foot in here, is like well over 450. So even the strongest Pokemon I've collected in rank A is like are already obsolete. So I really want to get some helpful Pokemon here. Otherwise, I have nothing. That's kind of the worst couple moves it can have. Give me something else. They don't really want to Executor here. It's not very helpful at this point in the run. Ideally, you get Dodrio, but Fearow is the much more common Pokemon you get. I say as I don't get. And Pidgeotto is not really helpful. Its walk speed is really bad, and its moveset's not that good. Comparatively. And you can also tell what moves all the ooh, nice stat boost. You can tell what moves they can learn and all that stuff by their Gen 4 learn set. Because this is a Gen 4 game. This game came out before Arceus was announced. I'm pretty sure. Arceus is one of the few Gen 4 Pokemon that's not in the game, so. Okay. Love the lag. I'm getting a lot of those stat boosts though. Fear Attack is like bare minimum move I want, but I guess that's okay. It is what it is. Fear Attack and Growl. Very nice. Should get another Aerodactyl. Kinda nice. Oh, or two. The same power. Okay, this one has agility. I should probably use the other one for this battle, but that's okay. It's almost done. Alright. We have another agility. Let's go. Love to see it. Alright. Doing the trio combo of Windy Prairie, Fire Furnace, Eternal Tower, just in some order. One of those orders. We go to Windy Prairie generally because it's just has the weakest Pokemon, so like you won't die right away, but you'll still get some like helpful Pokemon that'll at least be useful for the first half of the rank. If that makes sense. But I could use pretty much like any of those Pokemon in Fiery Furnace rank S. It's pretty stacked. I have a decent team right now, so I don't need it, but I will always take a Charizard. How is it? Okay, well, unless it has that set. Go out of my way for it. Alright, come on. Let's go. Oops. Out of my way, please. Shadow Claw. Okay. Shadow Claw's not terrible, but I don't need that right now. It's a very fast move, but it's kind of a little better, at least to start. Moltres is the hardest of the bosses to like have a decent fight with, so you're most likely gonna die like that. But now on this one, there's other agility Pokemon. So our last Eternal Tower entrance before the end of the run. So after we complete this stage, we're gonna grind for our 600 power, and then we'll be in our last battle royale. So the run will be done in like 5-ish minutes. Coming towards the end, it comes up pretty quick.
I have a little bit of time.
What was it?
Do I have a little bit of time for something?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, just wanted to let you all know we have opened some new incentives for the runs coming up later. If we can get to $1,600 for Go Rescue by the end of Rayman Legends, that is 2 runs from now, we'll do the bonus music levels.
Let's go.
There's also a language bid war that we've just opened for the Resident Evil Village run, which is the last run today. So if you needed more reasons to donate to Go Rescue, now you have some.
That's right. What's like how far are we out on them?
Oh, well, the bid war yeah. Well, that's for the last run today, so a few hours and it just opened.
Oh, okay.
Well, Rayman Legends, that's at the end of that run, which is the second run after this. We've got Pokemon Puzzle League in between. And for that, we need to get to a donation total of $1,600 by that point. So since that's for a donation total, that means you could still put your donation toward that language bid war for Resident Evil, and it still counts towards the bonus music levels too.
Nice. Sounds like a double whammy right there.
It really is.
Oh, okay, there we go. 600. Not a terrible moveset. Could be better. Could be worse. Alright. What we saw back at, with Zapdos is the bosses, obviously they're strong and whatnot, but they're also really fast, so sometimes they can just like run away from you. Pretty comedically. Poison jab. Not terrible. Let's just run it. Why not? Alright. So time is gonna be when we collect the coin after the battle royale is completed. So it'll be in about 2-ish minutes, a little over, a little less, depending on how good I play this. The beginning of the Battle Royale is always the clunkiest, so if you can get through that part without getting too much damage on you, you should be pretty alright. Poison Jeff has like kind of slow startup and end lag, but its power itself and like area of attack is really helpful. Kind of makes up. Not stab either, but it's still good. There's a couple moves that are like this, like Shadow Claws like this, Dragon Claw. Any of those kinds of moves that have this much hit radius is pretty helpful. And it poisons. Oh, okay. Bad. There we go. Ooh! Skill. It was all skill. I have two other Pokemon I can use, so we're fine. But I did get a little risky there. So for this one, there is a fourth boss, a secret fourth boss that we definitely don't know who it could be. But it shows up once you have killed one of the birds that I just killed there. And it's Mewtwo, oh my gosh, what the heck? Wow. Even though we've not seen any Gen 4 Pokemon, it is a Gen 4 game. You just don't unlock any of the Gen 4 Pokemon until you beat normal mode, which is this mode right here. So that's why we're playing with the Kanto Pokemon. Woo! Get out of the way. Okay. Mewtwo is really strong, so you sometimes can just use it to kill the other Pokemon. Takedown's pretty busted. And, alright. So time's gonna be just in a couple seconds. Once I collect this coin that falls from the sky. And time.
GG.
GG. That was a fun start. I haven't had the game give me that kind of luck in a while, so that was refreshing. But I hope you enjoyed. Huge shout outs to No Glitches Allowed for letting me do this. I've been speedrunning for a long time, and I've had to put on the back burner, but I'm always watching a speedrun. I'm always checking out the marathons, and when I'm able to actually submit, I'm glad that people still want to watch my silly games. So thank you guys for letting me be a part of the marathon. Thank you guys for watching.
Where can people find you?
Yeah, I don't stream on Twitch too much. I just prefer streaming on YouTube now, honestly because of the whole VOD situation. I had so many VODs on my Twitch, I had to like move it all to YouTube. So I do a lot of YouTube streaming. My YouTube is the same as my Twitch. It's Rubberducky Assassin. I have cute emotes on Twitch if you like them. Subscribe. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream. I'll start streaming on Twitch again. I don't know. But yeah, that's where you can find me for the most part.
All right. Well, thanks so much for doing that run.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate you guys.
And that was RDA with Pokemon Rumble, any percent, no passwords. Thanks so much again for doing that run. And we'll be back in a little bit here on No Glitches Allowed 2026 with our next run of Pokemon Puzzle League Easy Through Hard. That will be Just Troy TV running that. See you in a little bit. You are watching No Glitches Allowed 2026. No Glitches Allowed, or No GA, is an annual charity event featuring speedruns that rely more on execution of intended mechanics than on game-breaking glitches. No Glitches Allowed will be live through Sunday, May 31st, raising money for Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. To see the full schedule, just type !schedule in chat. No Glitches Allowed 2026 is raising money for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. If you're looking to donate, make sure to type !donate in chat to get the link to our page where you can make a direct donation. We have amazing incentives and bid wars for you to choose from, so make sure to get those donations in to help them get met. For what we have currently active in those, if we can get our total to $1,600 by the end of Rayman Legends, that's the run after Puzzle League, we'll be doing the bonus music levels. And there is also a bid war open for what language we will be playing Resident Evil Village in. That is the last run today. That's a good number of hours from now, but, well, still open for, well, somebody could be the first one to, get some language off to a head start. And even better, if you do that, that still will help us get bonus music levels for Rayman Legends because that one is based on our overall donation total, not something you need to specifically put your donation towards. So your donation can do double duty towards our incentives right now. If you'd like to help with our future events, we always accept volunteer applications before our events. They typically run alongside submissions and are announced on our Discord and Twitter. Keep an eye on those if you're interested in running production, hosting the posts, or maybe even hosting live on the mic like I am doing right now. Even if you're just looking to volunteer for the first time, we'd be happy to help you get your foot in the door. And a little bit about Go Rescue's origins. In 2011, a local woman named Georgia Obanos lost her home, and her only focus became how to prevent her family dogs from going back to animal control. Starting out with just an empty shell of a building, Go Rescue soon became not just a place for her current rescues, but a shelter that has grown to rescue over 2,000 dogs to date with no signs of slowing down. And that is what your donations are helping keep going.